We always talk about here on the Double Horn Ranch, which I like to feel like we're one of the first people that really put it to work in what we call cross training. And what we mean by that is, so many of the clinics that I went to as a young guy when there weren't very many clinics around, everything was done in an arena. And at some point, I said, you know what, back when I was a kid, we didn't stay in the arena. We did everything, and the horses had to do everything. And that's kind of the way I came up with extreme cowboy racing, a horse that was capable of doing anything. So here on the ranch, our whole training procedure is, we like to build a foundation. Sure, we use the round pins, but we don't overuse them. And as soon as we can, we like to get out into the pastures, truly natural horsemanship, and then we're switching it up from the arena work to obstacle work to trail work to cow work to challenge trails, which is pretty wild over there. So we like to do it all. I think it makes us a more well-rounded horse. It doesn't mean we're not using exercise to develop good stops and backs and turns and spins and rollbacks.
Absolutely. A lot of times we're always changing it up. It just depends on, for me, it really depends on the horse's temperament. If I get kind of a hotter horse that's a little tougher, I'm going to take her out of the trail, take her out in the pasture, kind of lope her around, get her kind of warmed up. Then I'm going to take her in the arena and kind of do some more stuff with her. So not even while I'm out in the pasture, take her over some obstacles, go over, through a clean pasture, then maybe through the trails, and then to the arena. So makes such a good horse.
That's right. There's no set pattern. So a lot of times we'll just, like we're going to do some arena work or work count. We'll say, well, I'm going to do the short loop. Like a short loop is just going through the woods. But man, it's not that short. By the time you get up there, you've probably gone a couple of miles. What a great warm up for a horse. So much better than just jipping them around or riding them around in a mindless circle. They get out there, they think. I think they really enjoy it out there as well. I think the horses actually really like getting out on those trails. And so then they get warmed up physically, mentally, emotionally, like we always talk about, mind, body, and spirit. Not just saying it, it's the real deal. All three. And then by the time you get to that arena and go to work, those horses are ready to work.
Dang right, and then some that are kind of like our older good mounts, we can just take them right in the arena and warm them up and start working on some more, flying lead changes and some more advanced moves. And so there's so many different ways we can do it.
Well, we definitely want a horse with a handle.
Yeah.
So even where they're in the pasture, I can work on my stops. I can work on getting these horses to turn and roll over their hocks and do the same kind of work in the arenas as well. Doing the forward movement exercise, develop the turnaround. We want these horses handy. When we say, whoa, by gosh, we want them to stop and stop correctly. Shoot, when we're going down the trail, we're putting our legs on them and bridling them up, working for that collected position, because we know that makes a very well-balanced horse, works on his hind end. And then, of course, we like going across the road. We got what we call the mountain camp. There's a lot of country over there, and it's pretty wild over there.
Yeah, it sure is. We'll get some just out of the round pen, these colts that just want to go. We'll take them over there. We'll let them go. So until they figure out that, all right, we don't need to go that much.
Sometimes we found the best thing when a horse wants to go, we don't start pulling and tugging and arguing with him. We just go with him. We don't try to slow him down. We just start directing him and use that energy in a very constructive way. Before you know it, their heads are down and they're putting effort into slowing down. And pretty soon, instead of not being with us, they're with us. And we're working on that unity, that harmony, that oneness with our horses.
Absolutely. And this really is our method at our clinics here at the ranch. So I think that's why our clinics are so fun and beneficial to the rider, because we get to do so many different facets of horsemanship that we cover here at the ranch.
We've had a lot of return customers come here because they say they have the most fun here, because we make it fun through the cross-training method. So, and then we incorporate cattle. We always have cattle on hand. And guys, you don't have to be a cutter or a roper to have fun and really help your horse with those cattle, just tracking them around. And we'll use the Helomatic the same way, but then we'll just get slow cattle. And you talk about fun. Then we play games with the cattle. And then sometimes we'll let people that want to rope, they can come in there, we'll get in that 70-footer have 10 just slow Corriente cattle. And you can swing loops, practice your ranch loops with a breakaway Honda. So many ways and facets to develop great horses, horsemanship, and put a killer handle on your horse, giving them a reason to stop, back, turn, start, all these things, the obstacles, the trails, all that stuff.
Yeah, so what's the best way for people to get in touch with us, for clinics and what's going on here at the Double Horn?
Well, of course, they can always go to Ride Smart. What is it? Ride Smart.
SmartHorsemanship.com.
Right, that's right. I'm not the best on all that stuff, but RideSmartHorsemanship.com.
Yep.
And book a clinic here at the Double Horn Ranch. It is fabulous. It is truly a beautiful facility and so workable. And when you come here, you're going to be with us from the time you get here to the time you leave. So, and we take a lot of our meals together. We work together. We have question and answer sessions. And still to this day, they don't call it the ridingest clinic on the mall for nothing, guys. You better come ready to do some riding because that's what you're going to get to do.
You heard it. Cross training at the Cameron Ranch. Come and see us.
All right.